right, good evening, everybody. Tracy Brown here. Hope you're doing great. I'm just going to chit chat and mess with my phone a little bit for a second to let some people come in live to our live Q&A. And this night is going to be all about asking questions about, yay, live people. So say hello. And hey, Debbie, how's it going? So say hello that you're here and start thinking about your questions that you might have for tomorrow, or if your holidays are extending into other days. Carol, good evening. So tonight, I'm really just here to answer questions. Hi, Megan. Just here to answer questions about your holiday eating, your boundaries, and happy to answer questions about the free class, so the 45-minute class that I gifted everybody this month around holiday eating, having good boundaries, dealing with food pushers, not doing something that I call event restriction, which would mean, which would mean, not saving up to wait for the end of the day and, or the lunch. Hi, Danielle, how are you doing? So again, this class is about, it's not me doing direct teaching tonight. This is all questions. So if you don't have questions, we won't talk long. Because it's kind of like, when you go to school and the teacher's like, hey, here's all the material and, watch the lecture, do the homework, or at least listen to the lecture and then answer questions that you have about how to, apply it, or just whatever questions you have about that. Because I want you all to be feeling confident about tomorrow's day, the meals, what you want to eat, getting really clear about what you want to do. So, as some more people maybe hop on, and if you haven't said hello yet, please tell me hello. Be thinking about your questions you have for the materials. I do want to say, as you guys are thinking about your questions and you're typing them in, and I'm actually going to go into Facebook on my computer too, so I can read your questions maybe a little easier and faster. What I do want to say is, I want to ask if anybody printed out there are 2 infographics. I don't know if you remember seeing them. Did anybody get them? Yay. Hey, Megan. Did anybody print off their infographic? So one of them was let me get to my page here. One of them was by Janine Roth, and hers was just like, it's not that you want to, it talked about emotional eating and trying to get something from it. Hi, Shira. I hope you're doing well. So this is a free Q&A about anything Thanksgiving related, anything boundaries with food related. Hi, Lynn. Everybody who wants to say hi, please go ahead and do so. And again, this time here isn't going to necessarily be me telling you, what to do, but just to go over the free class that I sent out to everybody. So again, does anybody have any questions? I'm going to be, let's see here, any Thanksgiving eating questions, planning ahead. And one of my favorite worksheets in this, I'm going to go over a little bit here in a second. But does anybody have any questions? Directly related to tomorrow's eating, what's going on? Okay, cool. We're caught up. It's a little bit of delay, but I can see questions and stuff coming in. And I appreciate everybody saying hi. So did anybody that's joined late, hi Tia, did anybody who's just now joining, did everybody download the free gift? Has anybody done that yet? So raise your hands or thumbs up or hearts or anything that you downloaded the audio and the worksheets. Anybody do that? Nobody's in trouble if you didn't, but anybody who did hear and wants to talk about what you learned, what you got from it, I'd love to hear about it. Oh, awesome. Oh, good. Let's see here. That's awesome. Debbie, do you have any questions about it? Anything that you learned or wanted to chat about? Let's see. Thank you for the heart. I really appreciate that. So probably when I created this class, okay, cool. So when I created this class, gosh, honestly, originally probably about 5 years ago, I did it in a really little tiny small group live. And what we did was just literally sit down and talk about tomorrow. Like literally, what time is your Thanksgiving meal if you're having one? Now, if this doesn't apply to you for whatever reasons, then it's something good to think about for any kind of food and social event. So dinner out with colleagues, a birthday party, any kind of thing, barbecue, anything we could ever go to. And the tendency of the autopilot is when we are doing something that's new, or we're forced to be in a situation where it's out of our comfort zone or whatever's happening, is that we tend to contract. We tend to do our autopilot, which is maybe restrict. And not because you actually want to restrict, but you could feel yourself feeling like, I don't want to be out of control. And the first thing you want to think about is, well, I eat these kind of foods all the time. Okay, cool. I got a question to get that to you, Danielle, in a second. But if your tendency is to like either restrict, to kind of like have tighter boundaries, because it gets protective that way. Sometimes for being criticized, from not knowing where you stand. There's all kinds of reasons. So you can imagine going to a holiday like this. If you do celebrate, there's going to be a reason to feel like you got to protect yourself. If that's your strategy, that's something you really just got to be thinking about tonight or early in tomorrow. Now, if at the end of the spectrum, if you tend to feel like I have a hard time really internally knowing where my safety is and where my edges are, and food's the thing. Food's like the grounding rod. Food is the let's see here, is how we help find our edges. And sometimes we can overshoot comfortable fullness or whatever. So one of your things is going to that's kind of my thing. That's kind of my edge. And part of what you're going to need to do is slow things down and find in your body where safety is and where the edges are as well. So I hope that makes sense. But there's a level of, in this, of course, if you listen to the audio at the very end, there's a meditation that is really, really helpful for you all to be able to slow things down. And I think this relates to this next question, so I'm going to ask this. So Danielle asked, my question really is about eating part, but about the perfectionism. You're cooking. Awesome. High five. That takes effort, girl. And you're stressed and everything about being right and all working out. I get it. I so get it. And I just miss being present, enjoying it because you're super stressed. How can I stay grounded? Well, you're already halfway there, is that you're recognizing that you're recognizing that that's your habit, and what you want is to be more present. Okay. I would suggest that routinely, you might need to set a little alarm on your phone, and literally if you have a kitchen timer, oven timer, something, for every so many minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, every hour, to stop what you're doing, sit in a chair, find your feet, find your butt on the seat, and feel the contact being made, and find your back on the chair. To help you, okay, it's November, whatever day it's going to be, the 22nd, right, tomorrow, and I'm making this food for my family because I really want to do that, and I want to enjoy that, and you're capable of doing that, and I need you to tune in right now as we're talking. Everybody else can do this too, and tune in to whom you're going to be around. And is there anybody that you can orient to right now in your mind that's safe? That, you can burn half of the food. You can, maybe use this a little blander or whatever, but you got other stuff going on that everybody can be content with, can be happy with. And remember, the point of this is not that the food isn't important, but it's really not the most important thing. We're talking a lot about food because a lot of us struggle with feeling we can have full permission to eat what we really want, to trust ourselves doing it. But really, the big point here is that we're hopefully being people we want to be with. Now, I know that some of you are going to be in situations where it's I'm going somewhere out of obligation. I don't really want to be going there. And so your job is going to be orient towards what is good about this situation? What can I be grateful for? And oh my gosh, how hungry am I? And where am I at the hunger scale? And how can I get the most satisfied in a situation that's not all that satisfying? Do you have to get yourself really satisfied before you go to the place you don't want to go? Do you need to have good boundaries and vacations, like mini outside vacations and breaks there while you can to give yourself the space and satisfaction you need. So Danielle, for you, stay grounded just from the fact that like nobody needs you to be perfect. They're just happy that you're putting the effort in to do all this for them out of love, and it's beautiful. And for yourself, I know you know that mentally, physically, to help your body catch up with your brain, it's set timers. Set timers to reground yourself. Take a break outside. Move your bigger your limbs, like your legs, your arms. Do some jumping jacks, like 10 of those. Run in place. Take some breath. Lay on the floor. Anything you can do to physically just move your body, keep yourself out of your head. So hopefully that's helpful. And thank you for your follow-up. I love it. See, this is a thing. What you might want to do is print this out, cut and paste it, print it out, and put this everywhere around you as you're cooking as well. You don't need to be perfect. And it's going to be good. It's going to be good. You got it. All right, so Debbie has an awesome question. Eating at home, I'm safe. No judgment, I know. You know what, Debbie, the more you, if you have calories in your head about any of the food, the more you can veer towards, yeah, I know the calories, and what's life affirming? Well, life affirming for me is to eat the pie. Life affirming for me is to focus more and trust my body more and those signals. Over time, if you continue to push and you continue to do that, that will get much easier. Let's see here. Okay. So this is really common, right? Is tomorrow you're not going to know the calories and things because you're not making it and it's not from a box and you don't know. Yeah, good thoughts. I think everybody else could relate to this if they're watching this. Okay, Carol, the same thing. You're not going to know the food. That's where, again, this is really important, you guys. I would love everybody when we get off this like kind of little mini chat here. I'm going to talk till, depends how long you all want to talk, but probably till 8 o'clock, 8:15, something like that, is to, if you haven't finished all those worksheets, go and listen to them, finish all the worksheets, and write out a day where you feel like is really doable. The point here is that if you're hesitant about amounts of food and energy levels and your habit is to undershoot, meaning event restrict because you don't know, so you're like doing it just to be careful. And so it's really important to do these worksheets, like literally set up like, okay, my goal at lunch, let's say, okay, let's just all pretend that everybody here is having Thanksgiving dinner, which is I want to get to an 8. I want to get full. Or maybe you're not quite there yet, you're going to a 7. Maybe your big push is to a 7, like really feeling like I could eat a little bit more, but I'm okay. Then what I'd like you to do is from that meal, start thinking about what you'd like to eat, what your preferences are, what your favorites are, and then work your way backwards to where you're getting enough food all the rest of the day so you're not event restricting. And I'll be really honest, it's going to feel sad at the end. I've done it always. I've binged my day through Thanksgiving. I've restricted my day through Thanksgiving. And I took some big risk that helped me heal a lot on Thanksgiving. So the restricted way of doing, this is what it's going to feel like, and I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer here, hi Abby, is that if you think, okay, I don't know the calories, so I'm going to, just in case I overeat, which people who restrict rarely ever overeat, is that, I'm going to save up. And then we never really eat as much as we think that we would have anyway, in terms of like, we're always kind of like, have this internal knowing of what's happening in the fullness levels. And that's how you're kind of unconsciously monitoring it. The thing is, that's going to feel sad. It's going to feel sad if you get to the end of the day and you look at your whole day and you're like, I restricted all day and I still didn't eat as much or what I wanted. So I highly recommend that you take the time tonight. It's still relatively early, and print those worksheets off and work backwards, follow the audio to get yourself some satisfaction. It's Thanksgiving. If you're planning on, if it's a normal day for you, great. Use the same tips and tools and work on a day really with a lot of love and intent to like get satisfied, at least one meal. Maybe that's your goal. Okay. Okay, I want to hope that helps a little bit. I'm trying to catch up with comments here. So I'm answering all these as we go here live. Let's see, is there anybody else? So, okay. Love to hear you guys' questions who filled out all the worksheets. Okay, so Danielle also says that it's one of the reasons that you keep things in your house so you can monitor the food. Okay, but this is good practice for you. So one day that maybe you can give yourself the opportunity to take a risk, like be other places and let yourself be taken care of in that way. I know that's in the future probably, but use the same tips. Like literally, if you're gonna make all this food, make sure you can eat the things you want. I'll share my first intuitive eating Thanksgiving for myself. So as I'm telling the story, anybody else who has any questions, comments, if you have worries about what people are talking about with bodies, any body comment pushers, any thoughts you're worried about happening, please tell me now. That way we can talk about it. But my first intuitive eating Thanksgiving, I have a video about this. I need to find. I don't know if I have time to find it tonight, but I did it last November. So if anybody has the motivation to go back to my videos on the Tracy Brown RD page here and look back towards November of 2017. And I talked about this in depth for probably 10 or 15 minutes, but probably my first intuitive eating Thanksgiving, my goal was to eat my favorite thing. And at that point, it was my grandmother's orange coconut cake. It was so delicious. Now, I like Thanksgiving food, but there's some of it I can take and leave. Like I like turkey. I love stuffing or dressing, or however you want to name it. Those are my two favorite things. Everything else is it's pretty good because I can eat most of those things around the rest of the year, and get that whenever. But those three things are the most special. So literally, my plate that year was like a piece of cake. I'm not joking. This big by this thick. So it took half my plate, and we had these big ginormous plates. So it took up half my plate, and then I had a little puddle of turkey and a little puddle of dressing, and that was my meal. I think I had like one little scoop of apple salad. I had like apples and celery and mayo and stuff. That was my lunch. We did lunch, and then we had like leftovers the rest of the day, which was pretty fun. That was what I did, and it was really important to, like, for one, get to fullness, but not feel freaked out. Like I didn't overeat. I just got good and full. I felt some pressure. And the part two of that is like I ate exactly what I wanted, and I left the other stuff. I didn't really want salad. I didn't want any of the vegetable things. Not that I don't like those things. I just didn't really want it that day. I didn't actually do potatoes and gravy or sweet potatoes because I really like those things on a good day. I like those things on a good day. But on Thanksgiving, when there's a couple of things I really, really like that I don't have that often, that's what my focus was to get. And I left that meal really satisfied. So if that example helps you as to maybe how to think about this, how to get yourself there, then that's what I would suggest, is really picking out the things you truly want. And I know there's an example again in the audio, but anyway, that's my story. I went into a lot more detail about it, but that was my first one. And when I did that one, and I recognized the world didn't explode, there was no judgments about my food. And if anybody had them, they kept them to themselves. And there was a level of like deep body relaxation of like, okay, I ate what I really wanted, and that didn't kill me. And so there was a part of it like, oh, this was great, I loved it. And another part was, oh my gosh, did I just eat like a half a plate of cake? Did I just do that? But of course, here we are like 15 something years later. I don't know, something like that. And we're all doing okay. So does anybody having more questions about anything food and let's see here, anything food, body image, or non-Thanksgiving related, anything that people might say that you're concerned about? Again, all of this is in that audio. I'm going to leave it up to the holidays. I'm not going to take it down. I'm not going to keep like posting it over and over again for people to make sure they get it. But if you didn't end up getting it for I guess this go around, I'm going to leave it up probably for the rest of the year, so if people can get it for whenever they need it. Make sure you download this stuff and save it, because you can use it over and over and over again. These are kind of classic tools. They're geared towards Thanksgiving mostly, but they can be used for any kind of preparation for an event. Not just with food, but with self-care. Any hearts, any raise your hands for anybody who looked at the self-care portion. Like, I list out literally, what are you going to do this day for something for yourself? Anybody have any ideas what they're going to do tomorrow for themselves? And again, I know this is not everybody's holiday, not everybody's celebrating, not everybody's watching. Oh, awesome. Love it, love it, love it. Tell me some stuff you guys are going to be doing for yourself tomorrow. Love to hear about it. It's not all about the food, right? It's about the food, but also not all about the food. So, yeah. Anything else anybody's doing tomorrow? And I also want to hear about what you're going to do when you feel stressed. That's important to me too. Long bath, love it. Like before the dinner, after, sleep later, love it. Good job. Get some more rest today. Yeah, be rested up so you have some more capacity to take some challenge, do some challenges, take some risk. Anything else? I'm kind of watching both places. Oh, good for you. Good. Watching the parade. Cool. What am I going to do tomorrow? You know what? I'm going to spend some time outside because I think I'm going to be indoors a good bit of the day. And so I'll probably spend the morning outside. I'm not cooking this year. I sometimes do. I get to take turns with people. So this year I'm not. So I'll have a little more free time. I'm probably gonna, I got some videos I want to watch. I'm real excited about. Cool. Breaks. Good. Danielle. Good. Breaks away from the kitchen and people when needed. Very good. Good. But yeah, I'm going to personally watch some videos that I've been wanting to watch for a while and spend some time outside. Get to do some walks. Probably just actually sit outside and watch the breeze. I'm cool with that. So Hannah, thank you for coming. So I don't have to bring a special side because I would rather have the time tomorrow to eat. Okay, have time today, then eat it tomorrow. Okay, awesome. I love that. So you're like, I'm going to do what I need to do for myself today. Cool. Love that. Good. And then Abby, I'm going to force myself to watch the sermon, pray, take some good breath. Good. And spend some time alone today. Good job. Hannah, if you don't mind, I would love to hear how you decide to do that. I think that's really awesome. You have to bring something special, or different than usual. Can you tell us more about that? I would love to hear. I think other people might resonate with that. Can you say more about that if you don't mind? If you don't have to, if you don't want, that's totally fine. And that's a good option for people if you're feeling like, I don't know what I'm going to eat or do, and this is what I can manage, but it sounds like you decided not to do that. So tell me more about that if you don't mind. And I'm going to like that so you know that I saw it. Answering. Cool. So everybody knows that I'm seeing their stuff. And I'm trying to answer as I go along here. Let's see here. Okay, so you have some food restrictions. Okay. Okay, got it. Okay, so you're taking care of yourself. Awesome, good for you. Oh, I want to take that in with what Hannah's doing right now. So if everybody wants to do that too, is like making that all the other things and not stress myself out today. I love it. Oh my gosh, I'm giving you a crossbody hug. So put your right hand across your body. Actually, right hand on our armpit, this hand here, and crossbody hug that decision. That's really, really cool. To be willing to I'm going to take care of myself today and let me and my body handle things tomorrow. I'm going to trust. So I just want to be with that for a second and be able to take that in, that you can trust your body to help you make decisions that are best for you and the whole situation. That's really cool. Thank you for being willing to share a little extra about that. I appreciate that. And I'm liking that to make sure y'all know that I'm seeing it. Okay, cool. Does anybody have anything else? Any worries? Because I did try to cover in a lot of detail. Not all of us are going to be in situations where people are going to be chill and body positive. Okay, cool. I want to see another positive. Danielle's got one positive. I'm laying in bed, taking the time to be a part of this chat. Yeah, because, this is another way you are breaking the perfectionism. So proud of you and for that. That's awesome. And you get another like for that. Yay. Not that all these likes and hearts matter, but that's a big deal. That's a really big deal. So you know what? That stuff will get done tomorrow. Today I need to take care of myself, connect with other people, know how much you're not alone. Okay. So Carol is hopping in here. I want to be able to enjoy the people in my family, not to be so much in my head in my food. So I need you, Carol. I'm really, really, really pushing you here to go on, Get those worksheets out. And I need you to plan your day out. I want you to plan what you're going to do. I know that's not exactly intuitive eating, but for you, I think it might be, and I can feel and hear all the angst and anxiety about like, I really want something to happen. But it sounds like there's a lot of spinning about it. So I need you to do some grounding, listen to the meditation in that video and the audio. And I want you to plan some stuff out for you to be as satisfied as possible. So that's going to be your assignment. So if you need to hop off now and come back at, if I hang this up before you get back, is go do that worksheet and plan things out. And if you want to come back and type out what you worked on, I would love that. And I will respond to you tomorrow, I promise. So if you go take the time to like work that out, you can email me if you want to. Personally, you can email me, whatever. And I'd like to see what you're trying to do. You don't have to share that if you don't want to, but if you really feel like that would help you have accountability to do it, I would love to see it. Okay? Because I know that's what you want, but I think you're going to have to bump it up to like really show up for that intention. So, all right. Does anybody have anything? Any other thoughts or worries, comments? Anything that you want to celebrate about anything you want to celebrate about how this year's going to be a little bit different than last year. Maybe you've like done some really good work and you want to say, you know what? I can totally see how this year is going to be just XYZ different from last. Anyone want to share that? I would love to hear about like any decisions you've made about it, any boundaries you set about it, anything like, I think I'm ready to eat pie this year. Or feel like, I've gotten to place I'm pretty discerning about my desserts. And I used to feel like I had to have them all. And now I'm pretty clear about what my favorite is. And I'm looking forward to that. I would love to hear if anybody had any experiences like that. And again, I know I'm a broken record, but I would love everybody to go and do their worksheets. There's a lot of self-care things in there. There's a lot of how to plan and use it, actually intuitive eating. Use your hunger fullness to be able to make sure you don't accidentally undereat. Or if you're feeling like you might be more out of control, then you'll be able to make more grounded decisions and feel more comfortable. Debbie, okay, I'm in recovery this year, or at least certainly more than last year. That's beautiful. I mean, so good that you are here in recovery. And a year ago, maybe you wouldn't have been on this video and really trying to get grounded about things. So that's awesome. I'm glad you came. All right. So Hannah, this is your first Thanksgiving Day in alternative eating. Okay. So you've already been practicing. That's so great. Good. Do you have an idea what you're going to want to have? Do you feel like, okay, I know the thing that would be good? And this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good learning experience. So slow down, use a hunger scale, use your tools, take breaks, call them bathroom vacations, go in the bathroom, like take a breath. If you have to, this is something I used to do, is I go in the bathroom, take extra time, literally like slide down the wall with my back, slide down till my butt hit the wall and just sit there a second. And just like, okay, this wall has got my back, this floor's underneath me, like, this is reality. I'm just on this bathroom floor. This is just food. It's going to be okay. So I hope that's helpful. But I'd love to hear, pumpkin pie. Cool. I'm glad that you're letting yourself have your favorite. It's awesome. I think I'm having something fruity tomorrow. I'm not even sure, I'll be honest. But I think it's going to be a fruity kind of pie, but not pumpkin. So it's funny enough, we had a pumpkin pie about a month ago because 2 out of 3 of us in the house were like, I think I could go for that. And we just made it that day. So now I'm like, not feeling that now, but I think we're going to have some kind of apple pie strudel thing. So that'll be good. I'm excited. All right. I've done food challenges and treatment or exposure. Because of that, I feel more excited than dread. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you about that. What are you making since you're the chef? What are you going to have? Love to hear about it. So as anybody else wants to share that, I would love to hear about it. Okay, so far, I'd love to see any comments, thoughts, hearts. Has this little, kind of fast blast talking, us all kind of being together, has been helpful for you? I'd love to hear, so far, if it's been helpful. You can leave your comments about that. Has it been helpful? What's been helpful about it? What more would you like to discuss? Because I know it's, if you're on the East Coast, it's getting towards the later hours. If it's different coast, you're probably fine. It's not too late. But I know that people maybe want to spend some time with themselves tonight, get some quiet time, watch a movie, whatever. So we definitely won't go past 8:15. That's in about 10 minutes. But I'd love to hear about what's been good about this, what we haven't mentioned yet, and answer those questions for y'all. All right, so you're making John's making chocolate cheesecake. Yum. Apple pie and pecan tarts. Oh, I wish I would come into your house. That sounds really good. Love all that. That's going to be so good. Love it. Cool. All right. So I'd love to hear, as we kind of wrap up, you've all talked about what your goals are. It sounds like a lot. What you'd love to see accomplished tomorrow, and some tips about getting more grounded, which we've talked about some. So if you came late to this video, all throughout this last 35 minutes, we've talked about all kinds of grounding things and what we're all hoping to accomplish. So does anybody have anything else that you want to share that was helpful about this? Anything you want to share with each other? I know maybe some of you know each other, maybe some of you don't, but if there's anybody that wants to say anything to anybody else, just to say, I'm really excited for you, or I'm happy for you, or keep pushing or going. This is a good time to do this too, just to share that, none of us is alone in this. We all have support that we may not even know. And sometimes those of us oh, thank you, Deb. I fully appreciate it. And, I've known you a long time. So just here on Facebook land, and I'm so glad that you are still fighting. It's so awesome. And I hope this is even a better year for you. And next time when we do this next year, I know you show up for a lot of my videos, but this time next year, I'm hoping that you have some other things to share too. All right. Oh, Megan, I love it. Okay. I really love the worksheets. They have the responses to the people's comments. Okay, cool. Yeah. That would be helpful. Okay, good deal. Oh, Carol, thank you. I appreciate that. That's the goal here of these videos, is to be supportive. Otherwise, I'm not here to hear myself yakety yak. These videos are for us to learn and have a space and know we're not alone, and know what's possible, and I'm really always pushing the next step. So we've got renourishment, and we've got containment with any kind of chaotic eating, and then we move to intuitive eating. And as we're doing that, we're also building capacity and safety in our systems, because if we don't have that, we continue to loop and loop and loop. And so breathing, and that's why, all know I'm in the online space, and I see a lot of people's struggles, and there are reasons why, some people it takes a year, and they're feeling like they're got things going on, and then they're more afraid. And sometimes it takes us a long time. For me, 7 years of working through things. Some people, their journey is a lot longer than that. And it's just that we all need to regulate, really build from the foundation up, like a system in our body to get more wholeness, and to these parts of us that are fragmented, and these parts that don't know where their edges are, and to build more internal boundary and safety, So I do a lot of these videos just to help build healthy connection between myself and you all as well, and each other. So all these things have purpose. So, all right. So anybody that didn't speak up, I'm glad you watched. And if you thought this was helpful, please share it with people you think that could use the support. If you happen to download all the worksheets from the Dropbox files, and they didn't sign up for whatever, you send them along. I don't mind that. That's totally fine. And get this video to get a little bit more, sense of what other people are trying to do, to get free as well. So, all right. Does anybody have any parting? Oh, Hannah. Okay, yeah. I'd love for you to check in the part you missed. And if anybody happens to Tracy, I didn't get to the worksheets and the audio, but can I leave comments? Yes, you can. So if you want to leave comments tomorrow through Friday, all through the weekend, I totally don't mind. If you guys want to leave comments, and, I'd love to hear your experiences. And I would love to hear how it went, what was successful, what was hard. We'll keep this thing going. Okay, so all through the weekend, I'm gonna like be checking on this. You have to tag me, please tag me. But I would love to hear like how Thanksgiving went. What did you learn? What did you learn about what your body needed? What did you learn about your preferences? This is really, really potent stuff. And if you can share it, then other people can like, oh, okay, Carol did this, and this was really a big deal for her, and Hannah did that. She had her pie, and Debbie felt more safe and counted calories less. That's awesome. That's what we want. So, all right. Does anybody have anything else they want to add before we sign off here and get to some self-care? That's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to get some water. I think I'm going to watch a movie. So that's what's next for me. All right. If there's any, happy Thanksgiving. You're welcome. You too. Thank you so much for coming. All right, everybody. Let's say our goodbyes. Stay grounded. Have good boundaries. Take care of yourself. If you have any inner critic, like about what you ate, what you shouldn't eat, your body. If you catch any comparing or body bashing, say not today. We're not doing that today. We're going to be supportive and caring to ourselves. And then it's so much easier to get out of that compare and despair trap as well. Okay, so take a break from it. If you hear it in your head, get outside, move your body a little bit, just to kind of like literally like shake it off. Stomp your feet. Do a sprint to the mailbox and back. Whatever you need to do. Megan, thank you. I'm glad you came. I really appreciate you coming. All right, you guys. I'm going to sign off. Have a good night. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Take care.